Okay, today let's continue with the revision of your notes and exercises from chapter 20. Okay, state government. I think in the previous class we have we have done up to at question number 7. Is it not so? So let's continue with question number 8. Question number 8 is, what are the judicial functions of the governor of a state? Judicial. He has an executive function. Okay, he has a legislative function. Now comes to judicial functions of a governor. All right. So let's say the governor has the judicial power to grant, pardon, and reduce the sentence of any person convicted under the state law. So I'm sure you have understood. He has got some power. Okay. He can grant pardon. He can forgive, so to say. Question number 9. Explain the legislative power of the governor. The governor summons and prorogues the sessions of the state legislature. Okay, state legislature is summoned as well as prorogued by this governor. He can dissolve the legislative assembly on the recommendation of chief ministers. Chief minister. He can reserve any bill passed by the state legislature for consideration uh, of the president. I think it should be to the president, do not, or by the president, most probably. Okay, so any bill that are passed by the state legislature is supposed to be approved by the president through the governor. But the governor, he has the power, okay, power to reserve that bill without sending to the president of India. So that sort of power he has. He may promulgate ordinances during the period when the state legislature is not in session. Okay. Above all, he must give his assent to any bill passed by the state legislative assembly. So these are the legislative power of the governor, or of a governor, so to say. Let's go to the next question. State the function of the chief minister of a state. Okay. The chief minister is the head of the government. He and the council of ministers are responsible to the state legislative assembly. He selects his ministers and distributes portfolios among them. Portfolios, you know, portfolios means works. Okay. Yeah, there are so many portfolios, isn't it? Home portfolios, work portfolios, and these veterinary portfolios and all. These portfolios are distributed by the chief minister. He has the power to reshuffle the council of ministers whenever he likes. All right. He presides over the cabinet meetings. He is the chairman of the cabinet and controls the agenda of the meetings. He is the chief spokesman of the governor. Of the government. Okay, so these are the functions of the chief minister of the state. Question number 11. What are the chief functions of the opposition party? The chief functions of the opposition party are as follows: to check and restrict the government, to ensure that the government does not take authoritarian measures, to organize strikes and agitations against the ruling party. Okay, so this opposition party, they also are very important. Okay, they check and restrict the government. Otherwise, the government would do whatever they like without if there is no opposition. All right. So, what are the functions of the Council of Ministers of a state? Let us see. The ministers formulate the policies of the government. They enforce both state laws as well as union laws. They are the actual executives of the state. Who are the actual executive of a state? The Council of Ministers. Is it not so? The Council of Ministers is the de facto executive of the state. Okay, Don't forget all that. Homework question number 13. Who appoints the chief minister of a state? The governor of a state. Okay. Governor of a state appoints the chief minister of a state. Who appoints the prime minister of a country? Of India, I mean. Uh, the president appoints the prime minister of India. Isn't it so? So likewise, even the chief minister in Manipur, in Nagaland, wherever, they are appointed, basically they were appointed by the governor of a state. Okay. Question number 14. What are the qualifications of the judge of a high court? A judge of a high court should be a citizen of India. Okay, that means he must be a citizen of India. Alright, he cannot be a foreigner, he cannot be a member or a citizen from South Africa, Bangladesh, American. Okay, so he should be a citizen of India. He should have held a judicial office in India for at least 10 years. So that is his qualification. And also should have been an advocate of a high court for at least 10 years. So 10 years experience, so in order to become a judge of a high court. Okay. Which is the highest civil court in the district? So in Manipur we have so many districts, and most of the districts they have civil court. The highest court is the court of the district judge, is the highest civil court in the district. No, even in Imphal we have this civil court. Criminal courts are also there, but in the district, the court of district judge is the highest civil court. The district judge tries civil cases and hear appeals from the lower courts, and there are so many other lower courts are also there. So their functions are try civil cases as well as the hears appeals from the lower courts. Okay. Name some subordinate courts. Let us see some of the lower courts or subordinate courts. Let us see the court of district judge, okay, which I have mentioned just before. Munsif court, okay, revenue court, Nyaya Panchayat, and even the Lok Adalat. These are some of the important subordinate courts in India. Okay. Who appoints the Chief Justice of a High Court? Chief Justice. The President, in consultation with the Chief Justice of India, and also the Governor of the state appoints the Chief Justice of a High Court. Actually, Chief Justice is the head of a High Court, is it not so? So he is basically appointed by the Chief Justice. I'm sorry, is appointed by the President. Okay, but the President do not do it alone. He consult the, whom do he consult? The Chief Justice of India. Okay, he is the head of the Supreme Court, is it not? As well as the governor of a state, in order to appoint Chief Justice of a High Court. How can we avoid illness? So this is also a part of a civics. In order to avoid illness, we need many facilities such as hospitals, health clinics, diagnostic centers, laboratories for testing, ambulances, blood banks, etc., etc. You know. Secondly, besides, we need health workers, nurses, doctors, and other health professionals who can advise, or even who can diagnose and treat illness. Medicines and equipments are also necessary for the treatment. So these are the three important points in order to avoid this illness. State the difference between public and private health services. Public health services, these services are a chain of health centers and hospitals run by the government, whereas private health services are run by the private firms or company. Secondly, they aim at providing quality health care services either free or at low cost as far as the public health services is concerned, whereas private health services are run for profit in order to get some profits from the patient, and the costs of these services are usually very, very high. In Manipur, you can just compare between Shija and Jain Hospital. Jain Hospital is public health services. They provide public health services. Whereas Shija Hospital that we have in Manipur is a private health services. So very expensive. The cost of these services are also very high, comparing with the public health services. Okay, they cover both rural and urban areas, these public health services. In the rural also, you'll find a dispensary, even if it is not a big hospital, you'll be able to see public health services. But most of the private health services are concentrated in the towns and cities, urban areas. Okay, homework. What is the primary duty of the government in a democratic India? In democratic India, the primary duty of the government is to ensure the welfare of the people and to provide healthcare facilities to all. Secondly, the government must safeguard the right to life of everybody, every citizens of India. Okay, I'm sure this is the end of this chapter 20. So next class we will continue with chapter 21. Okay, so I wish you should continuously revise again and again, which will be very important for your exams also. Understand? So I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Have a good day.